Dante Alighieri was an Italian poet, writer, and a philosopher. His Divine Comedy is widely considered one of the most important poems of the Middle Ages and the greatest literary work in the Italian language. He is best known for the monumental epic poem La Commedia, later named Da Divina Commedia or the Divine Comedy. Dante's Divine Comedy, a landmark in Italian literature and among the greatest work of all medieval European literature, is a profound Christian vision of humankind's temporal and eternal destiny. Dante Alighieri is making a news around the world 700 years after his death. The medieval poet and philosopher would become known as the father of the Italian language. Dante is considered the greatest Italian poet, best known for the Divine Comedy, an epic poem that is one of the world's most important works of literature. The poem, which is divided into three sections, follows a man generally assumed to be Dante himself as he visits hell, purgatory, and paradise. These are the three sections in Divine Comedy. There are 40,233 lines in Divine Comedy. Purgatory for Pride and Envy. Once Dante and Virgil passed through the entrance to Purgatory, the gatekeeper angel warns them not to look back, or they will be rejected and remain outside its wall. They climb along a trough of moving rock up through a gap to emerge on the first terrace of Purgatory. For the spirit of those who suffer from pride, the first of the seven deadly sins. There is a large marble frieze depicting the antithesis of pride, humility. This starts with the Annunciation to the Virgin Mary and progresses through history. The souls of those purging themselves of pride and bend double under the weight of huge boulders on their back as they chant a modification of the Lord's Prayer. Among these is Oderisi da Gubbio, a painter of miniature who illuminated manuscript for Pope Boniface VIII and was a collage of Giotto. As Dante moves down the terrace, he sees further sculptures showing the famously proud figures such as Lucifer himself, Nubio, whose 14 children were slain for her pride, and Arachne. She was so proud of her weaving that she challenged Pallas Athena herself to a contest, although by her achievements Arachne should have won. Tapestries were satellite critical of the gods, and Athena flew into a rage. Although Arachne's life was spared, she was transformed into a spider and condemned to spin webs forever. His angel then uses them to move up to the next terrace. As he does so, Dandy's forehead is brushed by his wing, and he feels much lighter when that removes one of the pills which were inscribed on his brow by the gatekeeper angel. The second terrace of purgatory contains those souls who have to cleanse themselves of envy. The second of the seven deadly sins here disembodies voices keep flying past to remind the penitent of the value of the opposite of envy, selfless love. The spirits here are like hunting birds, under training in that their eyelids are joined together with iron wire to make them blind. Zappia, born to the Zinnis Salvani family, explains to Dante that she had taken pleasure in the defeat of her fellows, Gilbelians, and the death of her nephew alongside them. Various spirits then lament the situation in Italy at the time, before Dante and Virgil are taken on by another angel to the third terrace of Purgatory.